Well, we're here with Dakota Morrissey in the K-Bay control room. Dakota's here. He's the news editor of the Daily Trib, so he knows all the news all the time. You ask him any question, he knows about it. Well, we won't put you up to that.
Don't put me on the spot here. I don't know if I know everything.
Not quite that bad, but he's very knowledgeable. And we want to get you caught up with the news that's been happening in the past week or so. If you hadn't read the Daily Trib, we'll tell you how you can get the Daily Trib to your mailbox every day. But so, Dakota, what are we talking about this week? I know you've had lots of things. We've had some rain, but we've also had an election last week and things like that. What's on your list?
Well, I think one of the biggest developments we've seen is something that happened with the Tao homicides from 2023.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but essentially 2 young men were arrested and charged with capital murder in 2023 for the killings of a father and son in Tao. And one of those suspects was sentenced to a total of 145 years in prison.
It's like a huge sentence.
Yes.
Right?
Last week, he'll serve a total of up to 75 years because those will happen at the same time. Essentially a life sentence for him. But the other suspect was actually just had those charges dropped against him, according to our local district attorney's office.
All the charges went away?
Well, the capital murder charges were dropped.
Okay.
We don't have an exact reason why. We just know the DA did tell us that they felt like at this time there just wasn't enough evidence to move forward with that.
Okay.
But he was sent to prison based on tampering with evidence charges that he pled guilty to.
Okay.
He took a deal, essentially, a plea deal with the district attorney's office. And part of that deal stipulates that they can always come back and bring up those murder charges again.
What do they call that? With prejudice or without prejudice or something like one of those terms? Yeah.
And they can bring it up again at any time. So as of right now, those charges are dropped.
Okay.
But they could be brought up again. And he has up to 8 years in prison right now on those tampering with evidence charges. This is something you're going to have to read more about just to get all the details on. But that is a pretty major update on a big case in our area.
Yeah, that's been a story. It has been. It's especially in, like a community like Tao that probably doesn't see a whole lot of action like that.
No, or just our area. When murders happen, it's a huge deal for our communities.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Well, we had our elections, and I thought it was important, that those went this past Saturday. Some big decisions were made. You had city council races in Marble Falls, Burnet, Granite Shoals, Bertram, and you had, millions of dollars in bonds for the BCISD, the Burnet Consolidated Independent School
40
District.
people voted for this thing?
Not, a little more than 40, but in some cases, that's something I wanted to talk about is I've been covering elections here for the last few years and really saw some abysmal turnouts.
Really?
It was basically 6% voter turnout in Granite Shoals and Marble Falls for these city council races, which was shocking to me because I feel like these communities are so people out here are really vocal when we put stories out about how they feel about things, new restaurants, new developments, the roads, how the police departments are run, whatever it may be. So it was really shocking for me to see such low turnouts. And I don't know exactly why. The BCISD bond, Proposition A was $133 million. And really, it was decided by less than 10% of BCISD voters.
Yeah.
So that was something of interest. If you want to go to Daily Trib and check that out, you can see some of the numbers breakdown. You can see who won these local elections.
You guys have all those written out there, don't you? Yeah.
Yep, we've got 2 stories. We have one on the actual election results. So you can see from every government what's happened. And then you can see the breakdown of the voter turnout. And a separate story about, you can really see that. That sort of how it compares to past years and national averages and everything.
Yeah. Interesting, the Marble Falls race. Our former mayor came back in and ran against somebody he sat on the dais with, huh?
Yeah, that's actually common in Marble.
Is it?
They really just rotate in and out. You run out of time or maybe you lose, you come back.
Yeah.
So something like Dave has been serving on and off. Dave Rhodes, our now
that's who we're talking
newly elected council member, has really served on the council in some capacity or the city for, over a decade.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. And our current mayor, John Packer. A lot of those guys have already been on the council or served the city in some capacity. They take a break, they come back. So that's surprisingly not that crazy for him to make his return.
All right. Okay. And then next on the list, you've got what?
Well, we got a new city park in Marble Falls just opened last Friday. They had the ribbon cutting despite, a torrential downpour going. Poor Macy, our other reporter, went out there for this ribbon cutting during just a deluge.
Was she soaked?
Yeah. And but it's awesome. You don't get a new city park every day.
No.
So it's Mormon Mill Nature Park. It's up there, on that kind of northeast side of town.
Yeah.
And I just think it's good, if you didn't realize it, have a new city park over there. It's off Parkview Road, kind of right where there's going to be that new Nature Heights extension is going to now spit you out right there.
Good.
So it's all coming together.
Good.
Yeah.
It's funny how things work like that. After years, you see,
they're planning.
They were looking at that, weren't
despite
they?
what people may think, the city is planning all this stuff out.
It is fun how they do that. So, and then finally, you've got what?
Well,
I keep asking, but my phone is over there taking our picture, and I don't have my notes.
That's all right. I came prepared.
Okay.
So just everybody knows, Horseshoe Bay officially has the best tasting water in the state of Texas.
Man.
According to a new award it just got.
Who does that?
This is give me a second. I want to make sure I get this agency right.
Is it a state agency? Or
it was at the Texas Water Conference.
Okay.
Which there is such a thing.
Okay.
They have the best tasting water in Texas, their tap water.
Yeah.
And they're going to go compete nationally in June and go see if they can get the best in the country. So
there's another thing I didn't know there were jobs like that.
If you're in Horseshoe Bay, you're blessed.
You're good water, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right. Well, that's what we do. You can get the Daily Trib delivered to your email box every single weekday. They put it out and they send it out. You can tell when they get it put out because they all leave and go home for the day, but not really. But it is something that you can keep up with the local news, and it's written by people who live and work right here in the area.
That's right.
So they care about what's going on in the towns, and y'all are covering, of course, Burnett and Marble Falls, but you cover Llano. You're heading Bertram now. You're doing all this stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, dude. Monday through Friday, local news from journalists that live right here in your area and are, covering these things from a local perspective. This isn't, an Austin news outlet who's giving you the highlights and kind of getting them wrong sometimes. But, we really are. We're trying our best.
Try hard. Yeah. Okay. dailytrib.com/subscribe. Very inexpensive for the whole year. And you can get it done. And like I said, sent to your mailbox every weekday. Dakota Morrissey, thank you, man.
Yeah, it's always good talking, Mac.